You check your phone once during deep work. Just a quick look, 23 seconds maybe, but here's what nobody tells you. It takes your brain 23 minutes to fully refocus. That single glance didn't cost you 23 seconds. It cost you nearly half an hour of peak mental performance. And if you're like most people, you're not checking once, you're checking constantly. By the end of the day, those tiny interruptions add up. Hours of lost focus, and you have no idea where your energy went. This invisible drain has a name, attention residue. And once you understand how it works, you'll never look at multitasking the same way. Think about your typical workday. You're writing a report, an email notification pops up. You read it. It's about a problem. You switch back to your report, but part of your mind is still running simulations, still thinking about that email problem. You're technically working on the report, but cognitively you're split. Your brain isn't actually multitasking. It's rapidly switching between tasks, and every single switch comes with a hidden cost. That cost is attention residue, cognitive leftovers from the previous task that cling to your working memory, even after you've moved on. It's like trying to write on a whiteboard that still has smudges from the last equation. The new work gets contaminated. Here's what makes attention residue so dangerous. It doesn't feel heavy. When you switch from email to your report, you don't notice your IQ dropping. You don't feel the error rate climbing. You just feel slightly off, a little slower, a bit hazier. But research shows those micro interruptions slash your effective cognitive capacity by up to 40%. Think about that for a second. Nearly half of your mental horsepower gone because you couldn't resist checking Slack. And it compounds throughout the day. One interruption costs you 23 minutes of degraded focus. But if you're interrupted every 10 or 15 minutes, which is normal for most knowledge workers, you're never actually reaching full focus at all. You spend your entire day in a state of partial attention, wondering why you're exhausted by 3 p.m. even though you didn't finish anything important. The math is brutal. Let's say you work 8 hours. If you're interrupted or self-interrupted every 15 minutes, that's 32 switches per day. Even if each switch only steals 10 minutes of focus time, that's over 5 hours, more than half your day spent operating below your actual capability. And you blame yourself. You think you're lazy or losing your edge or bad at focusing. But the real problem isn't you. It's that your environment is engineered to keep your brain in permanent residue mode. So how do you fight back? The answer isn't willpower, it's structure. Attention residue thrives in chaos. It dies in clarity. The single most powerful thing you can do is create a no-switch window, a block of time, ideally 60 to 90 minutes, where you commit to one task, one cognitively demanding task and nothing else. No email, no messages, no quick checks. Phone on silent, notifications off. Just you and the work. During that window, your brain gets permission to fully load the task into working memory without constantly evicting it for something else. You enter what researchers call deep work, a state of flow where your cognitive capacity isn't being siphoned off by lingering remnants. The difference is staggering. People who protect even one clean focus block per day report feeling sharper, less drained, and far more satisfied with their output. But here's the key. You also need closing rituals between tasks. When you finish something and need to move on, give your brain a moment to flush the residue. Stand up, take 3 deep breaths, physically write down any lingering thoughts about the previous task. This signals to your brain, we're done here. It's safe to let go. Without that closure, the residue just keeps piling up, layer after layer, until your working memory looks like a cluttered desk and you can't think straight anymore. Attention residue is the hidden tax on every task switch you make. It's the reason you can work all day and feel like you accomplished nothing. It's the reason you're mentally exhausted in the evening, even when you didn't do anything particularly hard. The modern world doesn't want you to know this. It wants you fragmented, distracted, and responsive. But once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. And the moment you start protecting just 1 or 2 clean focus blocks each day, you gain an unfair advantage over almost everyone around you. Because while they're burning half their cognitive capacity on invisible residue, you're working at full strength. That's the difference between surviving your day and mastering it. So tomorrow, try it. Pick one block, 60 minutes, one task, no switches. And notice what your brain feels like when it's finally allowed to think clearly. If this gave you a new lens on your day, subscribe to Thought Margin. We explore hidden patterns like this every other day.